I'm still thinking if Teemo's got like rebukes and so on.
Yeah, that would be so cool to see.
You know, rebukes and fading memories. Maybe he can deal with this aura in some ways. Oh no, come on. Not...
So it doesn't. Oh, Master Yi on Last Stand. That is really nice tech option. I haven't seen a Master Yi make full use of a Last Stand. You already have some massive might units, so I feel like Last Stand isn't absolutely necessary. But to make matters worse, it is an action, so just when you think you have enough to get over their 8 might, 10 might unit, you throw out the Last Stand and you have to get double the trouble. So I can see it working in certain positions. And man, why didn't they show Teemo's cards? I wanted to see this hand.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is it. Top 32, or apologies, top 64 is underway. We do get a good matchup being Teemo versus Master Yi, and Teemo on the play the way he likes it, but of course being on the draw is never bad. If he has something like a Find Your Center, could get that Dazzling Aura, but goes with a simple champion Teemo on turn 1 just to get something onto the battlefield, onto the board.
And that's okay, so no accelerate, so that's good because no, that's not good because he's still going to be able to play aura by turn 3. No, forget what I said. It's terrible.
So keeps it pretty straightforward, sends it into the Zon Warren. Going to be discarding the Singularity. That is interesting. We don't get to see that too often, but of course, one of the better removal options for mine, and plays the Ember Monk. Usually you want to wait till there's some hidden cards for Ember Monk, but I think just trying to prioritize using all his runes when he can. So just developing that for the moment, just trying to conquer battlefields just in case the Dazzling Aurora comes out a little sooner than later. And with the Catalyst of Aeons, it will be coming out sooner than later. It's poised to come out, I believe, the very next turn, right?
Yep, exactly. The turn 3 aura, the classical one. So if you guys didn't know, you can have potentially a turn 2 aurora. But yeah.
You might have to go into that a little bit. How are you getting a turn 2 an Aurora?
If both people are playing Obelisk of Power,
Okay.
And you play second, you start basically at 5 runes. So if you accelerate with Catalyst on Aeons, you go to 7 and then 9 runes the next turn.
And I like this play, activating the Teemo ability, getting the champion back. Now the Ember Monk, it triggers for any hitting card played. So that's going to be activating Ember Monk's ability on both sides. So let me pull it up. I forgot I had the ability to pull up these cards. So Ember Monk, when it's played, when a card is played from hidden, you give me +2 this turn.
A Dead Bloom is not enough.
Okay, let's see. He did get the Dazzling. Are you saying a Dead Bloom's not enough for... Oh, he has 2 hidden cards. You're so right. So he goes up to 8, so they would evenly trade.
Yeah. And now it's like, where is the Teemo? And now you're gambling, basically.
And Leroy, you manifested it. He did indeed hit the Dead Bloom, as they seem to hit every single time.
Be the Teemo. Just die. Die.
Let's see where he chose. It was a 50-50 whether you go on the right or the left battlefield. Chose the Aspirant Climb.
Oh, you won the 50-50.
But you could reveal both.
But you can. Oh yeah, you can reveal Teemo and still kill it.
Yeah, you reveal both, bringing up the Ember Monks on both battlefields up to 8. So it's gonna be an even trade since Dazzling Aurora is completely tapped out. And
let's go. That's one. Only 2 Dead Bloom left.
Yeah, that indeed. 1 in the deck, and more importantly, you keep 1 battlefield going up to 4, or I believe 3. Did he pass already? No, because he did 1, 2.
Now show me the deck hand.
That would be nice.
Oh, it seems to be quite control-ish Teemo because it has draws. It has the Yordle apparently. Okay.
And I like that the Tide Turner swapping places with the Ember Monk just so you're able to protect it going forward. So Tide Turner reads, when you play me, swap places with a friendly unit. And now you get the Teemo from the Teemo ability back into hand, able to hide it for just a simple energy. So expends that energy, hides it over in the Ember Monk's location.
The problem
Not
is
too
that
bad.
it did not shuffle his deck, so the guy knows that the Teemo is on the right.
If he was paying attention as closely as you were, Teemo is putting in work indeed, hides 2 cards again. So if it's another Dead Bloom, of course, you could go into Tide Turner. That's most likely going to get the job done. But if you're the Teemo player, I'm going to be putting the Consult the Pass on the Tide Turner, protecting it, or not protecting it, rather, just getting
Yeah.
the value there and then keeping the Teemo where you could actually protect the battlefield.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. An accelerated Tasty Faithful going for the Tide Turner. And let's reveal it. It is indeed the Consult the Pass. So going to get 2 draws for the Troubles. And it does go +1, but it doesn't look like it's going to come into play just yet. Of course, if this guy has another Dead Bloom, it's actually going to be able to hold because that's definitely the Teemo on the Aspirin Climb. So there is a stacked deck. Do you think this Teemo's running things like Nocturne or not really?
No, I don't think so. Because Nocturne, you would run blue Teemo, and it seems to be control-ish. So I'm really not thinking about Nocturne right now. Maybe, but I'm gonna place my bet on no.
Yeah, I'm
It's
right there
got
with you. I don't think it is as
2
well.
White Flame in hand, which is basically the best card among the cards that you can have in hand and that you don't want to be in your deck. White Flame is probably the one that you want because you need to activate the effect before the end of the turn.
And man, did you see this guy had 2 Last Stands in hand? So I thought it was just a tech option for him, but he looks like he might be running at least, I mean, for sure running the 2 that we saw, but he might be running all 3. So highly valuing that card. Looks like he passes. So let's see what he's going to be hitting for the Dazzling Aurora. It is going to be the Mountain Drake. Can't play it directly onto the battlefield. So going to be having to play it onto the base. Still, the follow-up turn 10 might unit is massive. Ember Monk would have to take 3 hitting cards without a Bandle Tree. Ember Monk has no way of getting up to 10. So that Mountain Drake, if he's faced off against the Ember Monk alone, of course, we know the Teemo's lurking in the hidden zone. So we'll see. I think Teemo's doing good. Look at this, already up to 6 points. Or he passes. Did he get the point for holding already? I think he did, yeah.
Yeah. And he's definitely playing Mundo. We didn't see it, but looking at his deck, there's no way that he's not playing Mundo.
Oh, and the mutation. I believe you replicate, you add the might of a friendly unit onto your unit with that card. So super cool to see. Maybe he has
he's
Dr.
stacking
Mundo.
there. Oh, he's like, I'm already at 6 points. Good luck trying to remove my units if I stack like that. You don't know what I get in the end. You have to play around Fight or Flight, around tons of cards.
Yeah, the mutation, the convergent mutation is also a reaction, so can react to it. Not gonna make too much of an impact, but still choose a friendly unit. And my might becomes it. So how could he use that here? Oh no, you increase its might. So yeah, it's just basically more might to defend that battlefield. So I like this. He's holding back some runes, potentially gonna be deploying that convergent.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm misreading it. It's until it equals, so it's virtually matching
so
the
it's
might.
like
That makes
you
sense.
put your Yodel from 2 to 6. That's an example.
Yeah, exactly. So you flip the Teemo, Ember Monk goes to 6, and then you convert mutation to match the Yordle up to 6. So you're defending with 12 with just those 2 units, and then making things worse. The Teemo and Ravenbloom are still on that battlefield. So I think this Mountain Drake most likely, but the White Flame Protector gonna be going up 8 might, so 18 might. I think he might be able to conquer after that White Flame.
Right, because that's 8, 14, 15. I don't know, depends. This being said, he's playing all in on that, but if his opponent has Fight or Flight, I don't know if he has a Defy, but
Yeah, Flight or Flight will get the job done. Let's see. So he's going in with a total of 18 might. So Stupefy lowering that up to 17 or down to 17. Raven Bloom does get a trigger for that. I hope he realizes it because Raven Bloom triggers are skippable apparently. Raven Blue should be 2 triggers in because that's 2 Stupefy. So Raven Blue should be at 4. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And a Convergent Mutation bringing that Raven Bloom up to effectively 5. I hope he's realizing that because that math is going to matter tremendously. So Teemo flips. It gives +2 to Ember Monk. Convergent Mutation matching it like you said. So 12 total might from the Yordle and the Ember Monk. And keep in mind, the Raven Bloom has +3. There we go. Well done. So 12 plus 5. That's going to be going up to 17. And the Teemo's at 4. So a total of 21 might is defending the battlefield right now. That's going to be more than the 16 total might coming in from the Mountain Drake.
Yeah. Now the only problem is how is he getting the last point?
I think that's a whole lot easier said than done for sure. But I think at this point, he's just finding out what he wants to trade with. He has 16 might, as we said. So he could take down both the 6... he could take down the Raven Bloom, take down the Ember Monk. Those are the units I'm prioritizing for the trade.
What?
Okay, he does 3. He valuing the 3. So leaving the Raven Bloom. Not too bad.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, maybe on Teemo, yes. But yeah, I'm still thinking in every player where if someone leaves my Raven Bloom alone, I'm like, you will have to deal with another 10 mine units really soon.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Raven Bloom is such a valuable card. But it looks like he was valuing taking out more units rather than the good units, if you will.
Yeah, imagine he picks Mundo with the amount of card in the discard.
Yeah, and you know, Convergent Mutation with Dr. Mundo in the deck, I see the strategy there. I see some kind of synergy there for sure.
Please let Bloom, by the way. Oh, come on!
How do you speak it into existence every time? I thought the Raven Bloom was going to hold, but the Dead Bloom coming in just like it does every single time. Taking it down. Oh, that's tough. Teemo needed that hold, didn't he? Because that would be up to 7, and he just has to try to hold one more time, or perhaps if there was some kind of... No, there's no Sprite Mother. He still would have had a tough time getting rid of the Tasty Faith Folk nonetheless.
Okay, that's not bad. His setting up is like...
I like these cards from Teemo. He has Mega Mech here. It's just a solid vanilla card. Just a strong 8 might unit. It's tough. I mean, at the very least, it matches. You would think it matches toe-to-toe with Devlin, but Master Yi adding the passive +2 might makes it so much harder to take down with a single unit.
Now, do you run some unchecked power in side deck when you play Teemo?
I would imagine so. I feel like any mine deck has to be considerate of unchecked power, especially when you know Aurora's a thing. Aurora decks, they start building that wall as early as that turn 3, as we saw here. So unchecked power could do wonders. I'm thinking if there is at least one in the sideboard, I think that's a perfect opportunity to bring it in. But you have to see it. It is a very late game card. And is that a hidden card, Leroy? I was looking away. He hit something on the Dead Bloom.
Yeah, it should be a Zonia.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Hourglass. So even if the Dead Bloom falls, it's just going to be going back to base. I think Master Yi's turning the corner just like they do. They start slow, but little by little, Dazzling Aurora just gets a tremendous amount of value as the game progresses. And look at the amount of cards. Come on, guys. There has to be a limit. There has to be a limit. That was 1, 2. Oh, they looked away. But that was a total of most likely 10 plus cards from the top of the deck. Just to see the Tasty Faith Folk, there has to be a limit to look at the amount of cards to look at the top of the deck.
Yeah, the aura is just too strong. Should be like, I don't know, 1 or 2 mana more on leader 2 or 4. There are so many things that you could do to nerf. Oh, and the Mundo comes 1 round too late.
Yeah, that would have been nice to deploy earlier on. That way you're able to push it forward. But he's at 6. But like we said before, versus an Aurora deck, those 2 final points is massive. It's so tough to take down. So let's see.
8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 13. The Mundo would be at 21, 18 next turn.
Yeah, and let's see how much total might is on the zone warrants right now. So Tasty has the 6 plus the White Flame Protector. I think White Flame is 8. I know I just had it on screen. Yeah, is 8. We can see it. Actually, it makes it nice and easy for us on the UI. If you look down in the middle, it shows you the might. So total 14 might defending zone warrants. That's still way too much for Teemo. Okay, he has 8 from the Mega Mag, 2 from the Yordle. What cards does he have to increase might? We saw the Convergent Mutation, so the Yordle could match the 8 from the Mega Mech. That will be a 16 total push. That's a way. Master usability doesn't
Here's
trigger.
the play. You play Mundo right now, you don't move anything, and you pray for the Conversion Mutation next round.
Okay, I can see that. Playing towards your house. Oh, I completely forgot. Just because I'm not used to seeing Teemo so often, there is a Watcher in hand, of course. Thousand Tail Watcher. Develop your board this turn and then just send it. You have to do what you have to do. Watcher on that turn and then try to conquer both battlefields in that very turn. Ooh, he's going for it now?
Oh, he's fight of lighting the Raven Bloom. Yeah, this guy is forgetting to use Zonia first. Okay. So he's just going to send the Yordle.
I think so, yeah. Oh, and with all those dice, I completely forgot that was wait, is that a no, that's Dr. Moon though. What am I talking about? So Yordle does go into the Aspirin Climb, goes up to 7. So he just had, whoa, the Guerrilla Warfare. We rarely ever get to see it. I honestly have to pull it up here. Guerrilla Warfare. When return up to 2 cards with hidden from your trash. So okay, so nothing too impactful, but at least the Convergent Mutation. Did he? What did he get back from his trash?
Fight of Flight and Control the Past.
Okay, solid card draw. I was thinking for the Dr. Mundo push, if you get something like Convergent Mutation, but okay, getting the draw.
Is Convergent Mutation a secret?
A hidden?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'll double check though.
Because you can't get it back then.
Oh right, because it reads hidden, of course. It's just a reaction. So yeah, it had to be hidden.
Else, of course. But see, he brought back that so that he could draw into the Conversion Mutation.
Yeah, playing towards his out. Did he get it? He had another Consult the Past, so if you want to pay 4 for it.
Because the Conversion Mutation would be better than a Watcher. But
yeah, you have to do the math. But keep in mind, Watcher at least has Accelerate. But I think you're right though, because Dr. Mundo has way too much might.
But this guy still has the last 10, right?
Yeah, I think he has more than 1 too. Unless he discarded from the Zone Warrens.
But he's got the Fight of Flight.
Oh, and nice to know there is a Wind Wall in Master Yi's deck. Well, let's see. There's only 1 Dead Bloom left. It's not going to make a difference here since there's no battlefields occupied for Teemo. And okay, did he run out of units? He's looking through them. There's a Find Your Center. This is how you're able to build his entire deck, because you're able to see it. And where are the units? He's like, wait a minute. I did the maths. There's at least 1 more unit. And they're gone. Every single unit for Master Yi deck. So Dazzling Aurora, no more going to be occurring value for his player. That's good news. But the bad news is there's not many turns left. You're either going to win on this next turn for Teemo, or Master Yi's going to win on his next turn.
Nope, not obviously. Because if he plays last turn, there's a world where everything is removed from one battlefield.
Okay. So he's doing the Dr. Mundo ability. At the start of your turn, recycle back 3 cards from your trash. Goes with the Channel, of course. Now Dr. Mundo, he has base 6.
Oh, that's so big.
Oh, he has the Flight or Flight, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
He goes for it first, sending back the White Flame. So -8 total might from the Zon Warrens. Mega Meg. Ooh, wait a second. Wait, don't you want to split it? Oh, no. Master Yi has so many spells. There's so many potential spells with all those runes available to him.
Yeah. But apparently it does not have Defy.
So goes up with Mega Meg. Won't be conquering that 8th point. Oh, it's Aspirin Klein. It is going to be the 8th point. For some reason, that World's Bundle Aspirin Klein always confuses me. So you have to get to 9. Discards Dr. Mundo, adds +1 on the base Dr. Mundo, has a stack deck. This is good.
Gets another +1. Oh, and there's a Fight of Light again. Oh, that will counter the last end. Can you do it?
It would depend. If there's no Defy in hand, Dr. Mundo's big enough. You send Flight or Flight back. You send the Deathloom back, right?
There's the Rider Wind that's been picked up.
Oh, I think Teemo did it, guys. If he sees the line, I think you send Deathloom back. I mean, of course, keep in mind, guys. Master Yi has a lot of.
Send Mundo. Right now is bigger than the 2 units. And then you wait for the last end and for all the spells, and then you send the units that's been buffed back to base with the Fight of Light. Do you think that's...
Yeah, I think you wait for the last stand. Yeah. I like this push. You pass over the focus, so you send in your Dr. Mundo. You say no spells. You wait for him, because right now, is he winning? Because he's at 6, 12, 18, 23 total might for Dr. Mundo. And then on the battlefield, it's just a simple 14.
15.
Yeah.
14, yeah.
So yeah, 23, definitely sufficient enough to get over it. The question is, where is he going to last stand? And when he plays last stand, that's when you Flight or Flight. I'm liking these plays so far coming from our Teemo player.
Yeah.
And look at the notes. It's a lot of notes taking. He's saying, okay, my opponent played Mega Mech. He played Dr. Mundo. But apparently you can't save your notes for the next game. Did you know that? You could write notes, but you have to erase or delete your notes for the next one.
What? Yeah, what's the point then?
I think he's just writing it, perhaps some kind of intel right here. But maybe it helps him remember. When you write things down, you tend to remember it a bit better. Oh, I looked through the hand. There's a charm that you can't play. It's not an action or a reaction. He's writing a lot of notes for the end game. Like I said, you can't carry over notes from game 1 to game 2. But perhaps just gathering his thoughts. Taking a moment to... Oh, no. He's doing the math. Exactly. So sometimes it's easier to do math on paper. I'm always a fingers guy. I'm always counting the math with my fingers. I tend to do that because normally you can't write the notes on paper. So maybe in Riftbound I'll start using pen and paper. And look at that, Leroy. You said it. He has the last stand. I'll go ahead and pull it up. Who is the last stand's target is the question.
And it does not matter because it will be Fight or Flight anyway.
Oh, he goes for the base Tasty Fae Folk. Oh, I was about to say he targeted the wrong one by accident. So effectively 2 might difference because you -1 and you gain 1 from Dr. Mundo from the discard pile.
3 depends on who did he use. No, he used it on last end, so 3 different. Because there you don't get only -1, you get -2, and now it's going up to 20.
That's right, because it was at 5. and then 10 from the first last stand, and now 20 from the second last stand. But we know what's in hand, Leroy. There's a flight or flight. He committed all his resources onto the Tasty Faithful. I think this might be a GG unless we're missing something. There's no green runes, there's no defies available. A flight or flight onto the Tasty Faithful, sends it back onto the base, and Dr. Mundo with 23 whopping might is going to be way more than enough for the lonely 8 might remaining. Ride the win. Wait, is he... Wait, what happened to the flight or flight?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe he was afraid of something.
Wait, no, it's in the Discord. Chat, we might have to look back. There was a potential win there. He had a flight or flight in hand. You had enough runes available. What are we missing? Let's think about that,
Maybe he didn't
Leroy.
see it. Maybe he like completely fumbled that, and you know, sometimes you have a gameplay in hand, and especially you see Ride the Wind, and you're like, I finish with Ride the Wind. Ride the Wind is my finisher, and so on. So you go like that. Yeah, I don't know.
That is interesting. He had 2 runes. He had purple runes to recycle. So, oh man, you send the Tasty back. Oh, okay, we're seeing he didn't have it in hand, but I thought he did. I swear he grabbed it. We'll look back. We'll look back in the VOD, but the only clear answer is that he just didn't have it. He's going to go for the defend the Zon Warren game plan. The charm going to be sending Dr. Mundo back, so that's actually going to be a bit unfortunate for Teemo, because if the Mega Mech gets removed...
So I don't get it. I'm pretty sure he had it with the Fight or Flight.
That's what I mean, the only reasonable explanation is that he just didn't have it, and he realizes, he sees the writing on the walls, it is going to be over.
In his hand. So he literally pulled it back from the trash. Oh no, that was another one. So he didn't pick it up when he stacked deck. All right, so Obelisk of Power and started pick. Okay, so the entire line against, of course.
Yeah, and Teemo did have some units to get onto that start tip peak rather early, so we'll see how many runes he's able to channel from the start tip. Of course, Obla's gonna make that Dazzling Aurora come out just that much faster, but also you get Teemo +1 energy as well. So let's see if both of these guys are able to take advantage of at least that battlefield. Of course, towards the end, Master Yi is gonna value that whole lot more than Teemo, but he had it. Teemo looked like he was so close to closing out game 1. But let's see how this game 2 goes, because he knows what to expect. He knows last stand.
Yes, Euro. Yes.
He does? Oh, I saw it. He did indeed draw it.
But right now it does not have any accelerate.
Oh, you're right.
No, he has.
He has.
I didn't see. So 5, 7, and that's another turn for Aurora. Congratulations.
Congratulations, gonna get it off as early as you can. He even had the catalyst if he wanted to channel 2, but prioritizing drawing 1 instead, just because it wouldn't change the map on when you can play the Dazzling. Sends the Yordle, and man,
develop the Monk.
I was just about to say, Leroy, are we about to see the Dead Bloom for the 3rd time? Let's see. Actually, no, not yet. Not yet. He's one more turn.
It will happen. Yeah, but it will be already at 3. We'll have channel 1 rune. There will be something going for him. And so he managed to accelerate from 1, but it's not that bad. And so it's not like he will be constantly at like 10, 12 runes immediately. It could be worse for our boy Teemo, even if it's an Aurora turn 3.
Yeah, at the very least, he did get the value from start to peak, so does get the channel rune for the hold. So gets a point, gets a channel rune. So kind of playing the Master Yi game plan in terms of rune economy. Goes for the Raven Bloom to back up the Ember Monk. There is one hidden card on the start tip peak, so at least that Ember Monk is gonna be holding it down with a minimum of 6 might. Raven Bloom, you never know how much might she's going to be able to get up to with things like Flight or Flight. Reveals the Teemo already because you're able to pick it up. You love the Teemo whipped runarounds, if you will. So goes and just plays it back.
Yeah, and now
Did
he
he shuffle
shuffled, and
his
now it's
hand?
like, yeah, he did shuffle while there was the animation, and we could see him starting to shuffle.
Okay,
And that's why he
good.
pulled back the Teemo. I was like, hey, now you got a choice to make. Where is the Teemo?
Yeah, pick your poison. Who are you going against? But most likely one of those hidden cards being the Consult the Past that we've seen.
Surprise, it was 2 Teemos.
Yeah, the trick's on you, 2 Teemos. So let's see. If it is the Dead Bloom, most likely the likely target will be the Yordle on the start tip. So we'll see. He can't play anything else. So gonna be passing his turn, triggering Dazzling. Oh, off the top is the first one. You rarely see it. Tasty Faithful, and not bad. Teemo's looking pretty good. 3 to 4 to 5 for these holds. Gets another channel rune for start to peak. That's a lot of runes to work with. Able to work with his late game so much earlier. Gets the channel. So these guys are playing well. They're not missing any triggers on their cards.
Okay, so we got the Watcher. Will be really useful. Is that a rebuke? I think that's a rebuke. Oh, isn't that a Nocturne also?
I saw a Guerrilla Warfare, a Dr. Mundo, the Watcher, and then there's a couple cards. I believe perhaps. Oh, I think it's a Ride the Wind at the very back.
Okay, that was no rebuke. It's just cycling. Okay, Fight or Flight is good. Okay, so he will develop the Watcher, which you don't like to do, but if you have no other play, why not? Although, since you have absolutely no card in trash, I wouldn't mind playing the Mundo right now and just giving it stuff to it later on. You're just afraid of being charmed, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Doesn't feel the best to go with the Watcher this early, but just going ahead playing it out. Perhaps he draws into something better. He does have the Fight or Flight now. If he's able to somehow hold both these battlefields, he's going to be finding himself at going up to 7 total points. I think the Yordle's not sticking around, if I'm being honest. Let's see how he ends up playing this turn, though. He has the Tasty.
And if it's a tight color and a Teemo, it will be impossible for E to
do taking
anything.
the more aggressive line, going after the Obelisk of Power, going into combat with the Ember Monk and the Raven. That's risky. It is a Teemo on the right side, so that's 6 plus the base 2 so far, 8, and then plus the 4, going up to 12 versus the current 6 that Tasty Faithfolk is bringing.
So he will remove both Teemo and the Student, which isn't so bad, I guess. But now he knows, yeah. He's waiting for the card to
Oh, that's a big
go,
one. Rune
and then he will
Prison.
play the Fight or Flight. It's like, I know that you want more. I know that you just want to kill 2 of my cards. I wouldn't like if you're Teemo, you don't like that trade. But you're like, I know you want more, so I'm gonna wait that you go for more, and then you will go retreat, and you will just have wasted a card. Congratulations.
Exactly. The Fight or Flight, like we thought would be so clutch the previous game, coming in clutch on this current game, holding most likely that battlefield, because those buffs, those might increases are going to be staying for the remaining other turn, even if Dazzling Aurora goes off. Actually, that is an interesting interaction. Dazzling Aurora says after the end of turn, or at the end of turn. I think that the increases still stay, actually, because once it's your turn, it cleans up.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
He went with Yi, but like he can't. It does not have enough there.
Why does he keep going into the Obelisk? Does he just want to remove the Teemo because he knows he could bring it in and out with the Teemo ability? This is an interesting decision. Because you're going in there knowingly that you can't conquer it. Oh, because of the Hourglass, of course. So basically just trading the Ember Monk virtually for just the Hourglass. So there we go. That does make some bit of sense. Oh, these guys, this Dazzling Aurora player is hitting the units from the first card in hand. So, ouch.
I hate this deck. I hate this deck so much.
I think a lot of people in chat might agree with you. You thought, we thought, or I thought rather, Obelisk of Power was not the battlefield to conquer, but man, making me eat my words, taking out the Ember Monk with the accelerated or the readied Master Yi, and then getting quite fortunate to hit the Devlin from the top. It's almost like he knew. It's almost like he knew it was right around on the top of his deck. But hey, sometimes that is just how it goes in these
This
games.
being said, he has the Mundo plus Ride the Wind. Okay, so he's just gonna pull off the Mundo right now. Show him the big guns. Oh, I think it's a Tide Color. And that's why he's playing Mundo right now. Oh no, okay, he's going directly with Ride the Wind because he knows his opponent is tapped out.
So gets up to 7.
Yeah.
Guerrilla Warfare able to bring 2 hitting cards back from the discard. So let's see what those choices will be. Flight or Flight and the Champion, Teemo. Probably your most ideal choices.
And I was like, you're not getting the next round. This one.
Yeah, this was looking strong for Teemo. I think
they did not adjust the score.
Especially when we think about the simple fact that you're getting up to 8. These guys are a little bit behind on the point, just like I do on our weekly events, but they should be at 7 points. So one more hold with the Flight or Flight in hand. You're holding on the right with, I believe, is that, I can't see how many cards are in his discard, 2, 4, 5. So he's holding with 11 on the right, and then he's holding with a total of 9 on the left. 2 hitting cards though, keep in mind, one of those being the Teemo Champion. When you reveal, you get +3, so bringing up that might up to 4 potentially. So this is tricky. I think Teemo might have locked this out, and I said Flight or Fight, but Teemo's completely tapped out, I just realized.
No, but he has a hidden one somewhere.
Oh right, what am I talking about?
On the side of Mundo. On the side of Mundo, he has
yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, keep in mind, I believe if it plays like the other Kinnan cards, you have to reveal it, or you have to use it at the battlefield that he goes into, right? You can't Flight or Flight at the other battlefield.
But there's no way he's removing the Mundo, except if he has a Defy in hand, and he can defy the Fight or Flight. And even so, he doesn't have enough for both of the battlefields. I think it's over.
I agree. A little bit too much might. It could depend if there's another Devlin, but the Flight or Flight protecting the Mundo, sending Tasty back.
Right.
Now I have to do the heavy lifting with Master Yi.
Let's go!
There we go. Conceding it, knowing it's all but over. So Teemo will be going up 1 game, bringing us into that game 3 situation for our round of top 64. Well done to this Teemo player.
So that's why they already have major tournaments, and of course for us it's just released, but this weekend was amazing because we both had the release of the game for us and the major tournament in China. And now this is the second run for today.
Yeah, Lucky, this is the round of top 64. To answer Hot Boy's question real quick, I post a tournament of our tournaments on Discord under top 8 lists. I'll post them on these top 8 lists as well, but mostly I post them on X, guys. Runes and Rift on X. That's usually where I post all the official Riftbound ones. We also post them on our website, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, guys. It is the game 3 between Master Yi versus Teemo.
There's no Aurora.
Oh, there's no Aurora. Let's shut this down. Let's get our battle music started, because these guys one more win away from going into that top 32. A top 32 Teemo is very respectable. I know he wants to get that done. Ooh, and you're right, Leroy. There is no Dazzling Aurora. If you're the Teemo fans, you're loving what you're seeing so far.
This is not the best field for Teemo. Zones Warren is, because Zones Warren allows you to get the cards that you want, one, and also make your Mundo way bigger. Then the second battlefield is the entire Aurora battlefield, so it's the best in this matchup, and that leaves Bundle 3 to be the third best battlefield in this matchup.
Okay, and then how do you feel about Sigil of the Storm there?
The one that makes you recycling, it's really good as aura deck. You know how tap pick allows you to like channel runes? Well, it's the opposite in that way, that your opponent is just going to conquer it, and you will already be big and have your aura set up when you're conquering this battlefield. Also, it's supposed to be like that because here, if it conquers it, it will just slow him down. And if you don't have your aura, this is turning against you. I don't know if I'm clear, basically.
I gotcha. So here we see a charm, putting that Ember Bug back to the base, allowing the readied Master Yi to go after the Raven Bloom. This is a good play. It looks like he had a whole lot of runes to work with nice and early. So going to be sending it into the Banlo tree. What is the revealed card? It's going to be the Teemo. So still not enough. It looks like an even trade. Not too bad. Master Yi was hoping he was able to conquer, but he's going to take the trade for his troubles. Not the worst, not the best. Somewhere about neutral is about as what he got, about as much as he got done there. So not too bad. And Leroy still no Dazzling Aurora in hand. So Teemo,
I'm so
liking
happy
that so far. He just has one unit on the base currently, so you definitely don't want to go to Sigil of the Storm so that you have to recycle a rune, especially before playing anything. And whoa, he just passes Leroy, doesn't use any of his runes this turn.
Yeah, so both players have a really clunky hand where he can't play anything.
That is so interesting. I've seen clunky hands from Master Yi. We haven't seen too many clunky hands from Teemo. He's had things like
still no Aurora.
Oh, you're right. Still no Aurora. Decides to play out some cards though. Finally getting something developed after that Master Yi went down. Gets the Hourglass online. But with no units currently, especially with no Aurora, okay, let's see the clunky hand that Teemo had. Oh, 2 Dr. Mundos, an unchecked power, and then 2 spells that don't really do too much without too many units on the board. That's what we mean when Leroy says clunky hand.
Yeah, of course you get rid of the unchecked power, but you're like, I'm gonna have to deal with those 2 Mundos at one point, and I'm not going to like that.
Yeah, so doesn't have to worry about the unchecked power. Not really was gonna make any kind of impact anytime soon, but just in case he holds on to it for so much longer. And ooh, I'm seeing an interesting card we haven't seen all series long. I don't recall the name, but I know it is a mine card, so I'll start prepping it just in case it gets pulled up. But does decide to play out Dr. Mundo #1. And there's only 2 cards in the trash currently, so it's only going to be going up to 8 might. Nothing too crazy, but 8 might is still respectable nonetheless.
Oh, it's the one that if it dies or get discarded, you draw 1?
Yeah, you're saying the card right now in his hand, the one we saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it's Chaos. I thought it was blue, so let me look under the Chaos cards. Because, guys, I could...
Oh, it's each player kills a gear.
Oh, it is the Dazzling Aurora tech. That's what it was. So it's known as acceptable losses. As an action, each player kills 1 gear. Teemo doesn't really run any gears, so it's only going to be affecting the Aurora player. Nice sideboard insert. So that's currently in the hand. It hasn't been played, but I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention so we could keep that in the back of our minds. That is in hand. So even if an Aurora comes down, you do have to be mindful. It's players' choices. So if there's a Zonia and a Dazzling Aurora on the current base, he has the option to pick. So you want to go ahead and play it when Zonia's Hourglass has already been used, and then there's only 1 gear online. So you have to be super considerate of that.
What happened? What's happening?
Looks like Mountain Drake trying to conquer the Sigil. Going with a Stupefy, so a 2 might difference. You lower one
Yeah.
from Mountain Drake and increase one for Dr. Mundo. So up to 6, Mountain Drake up to 9. Oh, the Defy. You love to see it as a green player. Defying the ride the win.
Yeah,
So
that's still a +1 for Mundo. Because it's not about the cards play, it's about the cards in your trash.
yeah, and it looks
Then
like he's just playing the Convergent to increase the might. So now it's 9 to 9. Oh, but he can't play anything else. Is that going to be an even trade on Sigil?
Actually, you could potentially use your gear killing stuff if it's... No, it's not an action. Else you could have used it and
No, it is an
kill the
action.
Zonia. Yeah, then you can use it. Kill the Zonia. I know it's expensive, but you kill the Zonia, you maintain your Mundo, and you kill the Drake at the same time.
All right, we see the Rune Prison going to be stunning Dr. Mundo, so no damage onto the Mountain Drake. Is there a world where Teemo can at least have Dr. Mundo recalled back to base because he doesn't have enough might to take it down? You said the acceptable losses.
Yeah, but now you don't even kill the Drake, so...
Yeah,
Oh.
but you save your Dr.
Yeah,
Mundo, which is pretty
it will
important as
still do it.
well.
I think that's okay.
I think it's about as
Because
best as you
said,
can
you
do.
save the Mundo.
Uh-oh, I'm seeing the last stand also in the hand, so that Mountain Drake currently at 9 might just be heading its way up to 18 if that is indeed the last stand I'm seeing.
Yeah, which would be half of a problem, but the card advantage would be starting to be good for my boy Teemo. And that means that the Drake... Alright, it gets a point, but it won't remain there, and so the White Flame won't be able to buff anything. So the last stand, yeah, sure, it hurts, but on the long run, And yeah, he's got another Mundo too. Okay, I don't even mind that last stand that much.
I agree. That was a lot of resources for Master Yi. I think that was a total. That was a last stand, a Rune Prison, and I believe there might have been one more card before that. So look at Master Yi's hand. He just has a single card, or make that 2 cards in hand. So I'm not hating that too much because as we saw before from that sabotage, there is 2 Dr. Mundos in the hand. So able to get off another one, gets 1 for the hold, goes up to 6 total points. And without a Dazzling Aurora, we are looking really good if you're a Teemo fan. Just 2 more points.
And he's got Console de Past, by the way.
Oh, true. Okay.
He's got 2 Console de Past, I think.
Yeah, plenty of card draw. Goes ahead and plays out the Dr. Mundo. Most likely going to be electing to hide the Consult the Past. It is Bando Tree.
He can hide too.
Yeah, a total of 4 draws. That's going to be massive for the Teemo player. Things are looking rather up if you're Teemo. The biggest thing to note, there's just no Dazzling Aurora, especially considering the fact that he's only at 1 total point so far. Things are... Wait, where... Oh, no. Wait, where did the Mountain Drake go?
It died because it...
Oh, it's temporary. Of course.
Yeah,
the temporary units is before the beginning step, so you don't get the hold.
This is why, yeah, I was like, yeah, you get the battlefield right now, but you don't have anything to recap after it. And... the only thing that's like a bit gloomy right now for Teemo is... Alright, I don't have runes anymore, but I'm only gonna need a Rebuke or a Fight and Flight. And I'm going to draw 4 cards. And... even if you get a Dead Bloom, I'm going to challenge it and kill it with my Ember Monk that will go up to 8. So it's such in a good spot right now.
I couldn't agree more. Super ideal situation for this Teemo. If he tries to go after the Ember Monk, that is a risky line. I think he might just be going into the Sigil of the Storm to get another
and
point.
You see, he was writing something. You know what he wrote right there?
What did he
I
write?
will never play Aurora ever again. That's what he wrote.
Regretting his choice on today's tournament activities, but it brought him into the top 64, so can't be too regretful of that. Does send it into the Sigil. Goes Oh no, Doctor. So he passed. He passed. Dr. Mundo triggers recycle 3. So now Dr. Mundo just has 8. That's still sufficient enough to get over the 6 from the Tasty. 2 runes at the ready for our Master Yi player. So something like another rune prison if he has it. But it just doesn't look like he has it. And Master Yi gonna be extending the hand. That will be Teemo closing it out in our game 3. Well done.